Hello there, it is Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are checking out the BBC Radiophonic Workshop from Spitfire Audio. Founded in 1958, the BBC Radiophonic Workshop was originally commissioned to create largely sound effects and incidental music for radio programmes. This soon was to include work for television creating electronic music and sound effects. Probably the most notable example of their work was the soundtrack for Doctor Who. The BBC Radiophonic Workshop was best known for its pioneering use of innovation and invention, as much of the work that they undertook was newly discovered auditory territory. The early pioneers of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, Daphne Oram, John Baker, Delia Derbyshire and David Kane, experimented with all manner of items to generate sound, from common household items to nuclear test equipment. They truly set the standard for sound effect and techniques that are still being used today. While the Radiophonics Workshop has been gone since 1998, we now have the opportunity to relive those classic days and include a piece of history in our own compositions. The BBC Radiophonic Workshop downloads at 23.3 gigabytes and it runs in the Spitfire Audio Solar plugin. At the time of creating this video, the pricing information was not available. In this video, we're going to check out the sounds of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, and then I've put it into the all-important composition. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Spitfire Audio for sending over a copy of the library so we can make this video. While we do receive the instruments for free, it doesn't in any way cloud our thoughts, ideas, or judgments. So without further ado, let's check out the BBC Radiophonic Workshop. Here we go, we have BBC Radiophonic Workshop loaded up in Spitfire Audio Solar plugin. Just before we go any further, because I know it will get some comments, this is a pre-release version of the library. I do appear to have a tiny little error at the top. I have installed it twice. The library works perfectly. All the presets load. I've spent hours with this, I've composed with it. So just let's pretend that isn't there. Let's get cracking. Now, the Solar engine is incredibly customizable and you can manipulate the sounds in so many different ways. However, I want to focus on the sounds out of the box. So remember, these come from Maidavale. They're very, very unique and they are timeless, and they capture, especially for me, that 70s and 80s BBC programming soundtrack. So we're going to start off with Archive, which is the first preset, and just see, do we get any sort of sci-fi 70s vibes. Yeah, I feel those vibes straight away. Now, of course, I'm using the mod wheel, and that will sort of go from layer A and layer B, it'll blend those together. And we can see we've got Daleks going on there as the samples. So it's already got that Doctor Who vibe going on. So some junk percussion. I'm just going to play some random keys. Absolutely love those scrapes, and let's go for Maidavale sounds. Yeah, really good stuff. Love them. And then let's go skeleton guitar. Very harmonic-y. Do like that. And let's go tape loops. Lovely. And a lot of these sounds are they're quite out there. Yeah, and then I play marimba, which isn't that out there. Now, in the middle, we've got different effects, and essentially it's high pass and low pass filters and ADSR effects. Obviously, I'm just doing the crossfader. Actually, yes, this one's programmed to in the dial in the middle to adjust the high pass at the moment. Yeah, that's very cool. Anyway, I don't want to get too bogged down of changing the sounds, but there's a tune percussion. Let's go for some warps. Okay. And let's go Bad Wolf. Okay, so this is the first patch where the A and B layers have different samples. So we're going from time fractures to solar winds. And that's obviously a Doctor Who reference. Intruder window. Lovely. Quantum Baseland. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of, especially 80s Doctor Who and 70s Doctor Who. Sylvester McCoy was actually my doctor when I was growing up. And, yeah, that is just... Yeah, Thursday night after the holiday show, or Wogan. This is taking me back to my childhood. And that's why I'm saying all these sort of funny things. Very, very specific. Yeah, it sounds great. That's Skybox Bells. Let's find some other sounds. Vibraphonic Glow. One of my favourites of the library. Absolutely beautiful. And again, it can crossfade. Love that. Let's go Villain's Organ. I don't know what that's supposed to be. There we go. Sounds really cool. Love it. I was watching some of the Doctor Who regeneration scenes, and organ is quite prevalent. Vortex Revelation. Good stuff. 0G bass. Now, I know this one is quite loud. Yeah, sounds great. I'm going to put that a little bit around 100% again. Be on time. I also love hearing these sounds and letting them evolve. And again, like here we got the ARP Odyssey portamento. Just gonna mute. Then we've got that really cool vocal percussion loop. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go for the next one, Close Encounter. Yeah. Someone's hiding in the bushes. That's what it makes me think. Cosmic Pulsar. Yeah. Fever Dream. That's interesting. Yeah, I've done something to adjust the volume. Found in Sound. Ghost Circuit. Just think how far down we are. I mean, there's so many sounds. Let's do background generation. This is the 60s Peter Cushing Doctor Who. I'm just holding a G note. I don't want to play anything else. That is just superb. Okay, I'll play some other notes. Yeah, something bad's happening. And let's go Enchanted Prism. Beautiful. So I'm really getting this, like I say, childhood vibe going on. Let's do Mandolin Crackle. Very cool. And we're going to play one more, because I don't want to take all the fun out of playing through these. Submarine Alarm. Yeah. Incredibly creative. And like I say, completely unique. I just absolutely love these sounds. Now, I've spent quite a long time working on a composition, and I did want to show off two sides of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop. So I've made a kind of more experimental intro, and then a more typical diatonic, just a 6/4/5 chord progression, just so you can hear how everything kind of comes together. Now, I have used a couple of extra libraries, BT Phobos just for the drums, Olafur Toolkit for piano, and finally the North 7 vintage keys, just to play a couple of lines as well, just because I love electric pianos. And yeah, I had an absolute whale of a time just fitting all of these different sounds together and being experimental and trying different things out. And I've got to admit, it's such a great library. It's so much fun. If you adore sound and different timbres and this uniqueness and, expanding your creativity, BBC Radiophonic Workshop is absolutely amazing for that. And of course, you get some weird and wonderful sounds, and you get some slightly more standard, the tune percussion sounds like a marimba because it is. And then you got some crazy alien sounds. So there's a really good mix of different types of instruments. And of course, you can then go on to play around with solar. So I'll just show you a couple of little things. You got a effects mixer, so you can play around with all that. And then you also have a gate sequencer, which is absolutely wonderful as well. So there we go. What I'm going to do is play the composition. It's all out of the box with a couple, like a bit of reverb here and there, and that's pretty much it really. So, and my usual master plugins just to make it sound a bit bigger. So without further ado, let's check out the BBC Radiophonic Workshop composition. Here we go, it is closing thoughts time, and we're talking about BBC Radiophonic Workshop from Spitfire Audio. The sounds are really fun to work with, sometimes kooky, really out there, very melodic, very interesting. There is so much going on here, and Spitfire Audio have taken Maida Vale sounds, that whole time period, and encapsulated it into the Solar engine. And of course, the Solar engine, it's really, really customizable, really, really intuitive, interesting to play around different effects, different layers, different sample sources, but it just is a fascinating instrument. It reminds me of my childhood. Obviously, I'm in the UK and I grew up watching all of these BBC shows from the 60s and 70s, and it really invokes that feeling of having a sick day from school in the 80s, and the programming throughout the day was kind of all this educational information and very, very odd TV shows, and the sounds in BBC Radiophonic Workshop also remind me of that. It's just taken me right back to my childhood. It's really, really excellent, exciting, different, offbeat. I keep finding these words to describe it, but I really enjoyed working with it. And in my composition, I wanted to show you the two sides. So we have the slightly more out there side, and we have the more diatonic and what kind of chords and melody can we get going as well. So that's how the composition came about, and everything you hear is BBC Radiophonic Workshop, apart from I have 4 chords on the Olafur piano, and then I have using BT Phobos, again one of my all-time favourite instruments. That's just for the drums. And finally I use the electric keys, the North Keys suite from Spitfire Audio. Absolutely wonderful. North 7, there we go. So yeah, that's what we have. If you do a lot of underscore, and I'd be dying to score a scene with some dialogue as well, because it would just be so awesome. But obviously for the purpose of our videos, we just have an image. Yeah, it's just a proper old school scoring tool. Absolutely brilliant. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Spitfire Audio for sending over a copy of the BBC Radiophonic Workshop so we could make this video. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video, and of course leave us a comment. What do you think about these sounds? How do they grab you? Is it something you think you might use? I can find loads of places where I'll be using these wonderful sounds. And if you're not done so already, please check out our other videos. We have well over 400 now on the channel, so something for everyone. And if you're not done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It means the absolute world to us. We don't have any kind of affiliate links or advertising deals. However, we just love seeing the channel grow and creating these videos for the composer community. So until next time, keep making that wonderful, weird, quirky, a little bit out there music, and we'll speak again soon.